I f-
What is going on, team? And welcome back to another episode of the Listen Whilst You Step podcast. And today we are here with the one, the only, Miss Eleanor Johnson. Eleanor is our head of female success and head of female coaching. She's an absolute rock star. She's helping all the girls absolutely kill it. How are you going, Elle? How's your day been?
yes, good. Busy day, but
Yeah, so
yeah,
it's bloody cold in Jersey at the moment, isn't it?
yeah, horrible to get steps in.
Yeah, even Mando didn't want to go outside, did he?
No, he just like walks back into the door. Not a fan.
For those of you who don't know, Mando is Eleanor and Jason's little woofer, little doggo. Is an he's a beefcake, isn't he?
He is beautiful. He is.
He is.
I'm not biased. He is the best looking dog I've ever seen in my life.
So funny. I know you wanted a dog for so long before, obviously, you got him.
Yeah, exactly. I said I wanted a blue staffy as well, but we rescued him, so it was like just a match made in heaven. We had to get him.
Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it? It all just fell into place. It was meant to be.
Yeah, exactly. It was meant to be.
Exactly. But do you want to just give everyone a little bit of an intro? Who are you? How did you get into training, health, fitness, nutrition? How have we ended up here today?
So very similar to you, and the fact that we started our fitness journey probably with the Jersey One Foundation through tennis. Did strength and conditioning from I was 14 when I started. So never been to the gym before in my life. Didn't know how to squat. Didn't know how to do anything, and went there and just kind of fell in love with the gym. Also from a very young age played tennis. At 16 started playing touch rugby, which was nice, just having a team sport instead of obviously being very individual all the time. Um, and then work wise, I've always been a hard worker. Had many jobs between 16 and 18. I was probably working about 6 different jobs. I then went into company admin for 2.5 years, so I kind of know what it's like to have that 9 to 5 desk job. Um, but obviously now into the online coaching, bit of personal training and sports masseuse on the side as well. And then hobby wise, love the gym, which I know sounds like a basic answer, but I do. I like baking. Family loves my baking as well. And
He's a
then
top baker. Best
yeah,
best banana bread I've ever had.
and then I like the team sports, which I haven't been doing the last couple of years because of my knee. I had knee surgery, but something I want to get back into. So looking at that.
Yeah, 100%. So it's safe to say we're both very similar here. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, we are brother and sister. We seem to
Yeah.
get this question all the time. People don't realize until they realize. Like, did the Johnson and Johnson not give it away? But it's amazing. There's one thing that we've, like, without blowing my own trumpet, I think we both had it. It's always been hard workers, and I think it's down to mom and dad kicking our ass into gear every now and then. But what I want to do is just kind of take back a little bit. Obviously, you've always been into health and fitness. Has always been a huge part of your life, but you recently underwent kind of your own big transformation. Okay. And I want to
Yeah.
kind of dive into that and just kind of show people, because as fitness coaches, as online coaches, personal trainers, people can kind of look at us and kind of say, oh, it's okay for you. You're a personal trainer. And I know I definitely got a lot of that when I went through my big transformation. People may have looked at me at the time and said, yeah, but you're in good shape, or it's not that bad. But it was about how I felt. So why don't we just take people back a little bit? One, obviously, I know health and fitness was a huge part. Then gym and training probably dipped down a little bit how much you were kind of doing. And then obviously it came really into fruition over the last couple of years. But where did you find yourself? Where were you kind of stuck for a bit?
I think it was lockdown, like similar to everyone, was where I put on a lot of weight. I've never had a problem with the gym. Always loved going to the gym and working out. So that was like the training side of things was never an issue. It was mainly the nutrition side. I mean, I think we spoke about this in another podcast that I got told to do like the green face diet, which is essentially just eating anything green, so vegetables and anything with a face. So meat is literally just meat and vegetables. It's like a low carb diet. But I more went into the calorie counting. I was so good Monday to Friday, and I was just an absolute weekend warrior. So really big on like the yo-yo dieting. Obviously weekend social events, love crisps. So it was just always that weekends that didn't just didn't work for me. so I definitely tried to lose weight and it just wasn't working. And I just realized after taking photos, I'm like, shit, I need to kick up the arse here and just actually sort my life out. So, yeah, that's.
Yeah. How did it feel when I can really relate? I remember the big trigger for me was I remember playing a rugby match and the boys were just taking the piss. Oh, that shirt's fitting a bit tight. And I'll be like, aha, having a joke. Oh, it's all paid for and things like that. And I saw the photos after the match. I remember seeing a photo of me kicking and my love handle was literally hanging over my shorts. And I was like, Simon, something needs to change. How did you feel when you took those progress photos?
I think I felt like I looked worse in the photos than I thought I'd looked. I think that's maybe the opposite of some people. But when I looked at like, especially your back photos, you can't really look at your back properly in the mirror, can you? I looked at my back photos, I was like, oh my God. And I wasn't comfortable in any of my clothes, didn't want to wear any of my clothes. I was always wearing baggy clothes or something to cover everything up. Especially over lockdown, you're not going out and seeing people. We gymmed here. If I was working from home, no one saw me. So I almost just kind of went into my own bubble that, didn't matter, but it did. So then I just decided I needed to sort it out, obviously be a good role model for my clients and also just do it for myself as well.
Yeah, I think it's so easy when you get caught in work, caught in looking after everybody else. And we see this a lot with kind of people who either have extremely busy jobs or maybe even mums as well, where they constantly put everyone else before themselves. And then all of a sudden they find themselves in a position where they're not operating at their best potentially. And if you can't look after you, how can you be there and look after other people? So what impact was it having on you as a like in terms of that maybe lack of confidence, not feeling comfortable in your clothes?
Yeah, not feeling comfortable, confident. Didn't I stopped going touch rugby because I didn't want to be the big one there kind of thing. Um, yeah, just wasn't comfortable, wasn't confident, and I think my confidence gained massively. Like you know that as well, especially from school. Come a lot more. Have you frozen? Oh, sorry, you'd frozen.
I'm still there. I'm just frozen in place.
You're still there.
I'm still there. I'm still there. I think so. It was starting to stop you doing some of the things that you really enjoyed as well.
Yeah, and I think also when I was at my biggest, I was working 2 full-time jobs plus. So I was doing obviously working in the office and I was working online, which both full-time jobs. So I was having to do 2 full-time jobs at the same time, and I was PTing and I was massaging. And I just think I just let work take over me and not started just working too much rather than actually just doing something for myself.
Yeah, 100%. It's I think that can potentially lead, and I think so many people see this, and I felt massive victim of this, is if you're working so much in the week that you're just looking to escape it because it's so hard. It just becomes not enjoyable. So that's why 9 times out of 10 people end up going crazy or binging on a weekend, is because they're just looking for some sort of escape. They're just like, I just need to get away from everything. So it's easier just to go completely off track and they're like, okay, right, here we go, Monday again, rather than think, okay, I'm just going to be good at the weekend. They just want to like just disconnect from absolutely everything. But I know you mentioned it there, and I know I speak on behalf of myself, Jason, all of the team, absolutely everyone. Like your confidence has come out like 10x, and even just how you turn up and how you speak to people is changed so much. What on through that transformation? How much weight have you lost? How's it changed? What's life like now compared to what it was?
So I think Jay started a call and the internet's really bad.
Yeah, I
You
can
keep
tell it's
lagging. I didn't
dropping
hear what
off.
you said.
And so I was saying, what's life like now? Like, what was your transformation? How much weight did you lose? Just paint a bit of a picture for people in terms of the transition and the transformation that you have actually gone through.
Okay, from January 2021 to this photo shoot last summer, I'd lost 17 kilos. Yeah, but within a year, I did like the first 10 by myself, and then I got a coach, and I lost like the next 8 to 9. That doesn't add up. 6 to 7 by myself. With the coach. So yeah, just feeling a lot more confident, being able to, I'm buying clothes that I would never have worn before. And as I said before, like you just seen, my confidence has grown massively. Even just speaking to people, I can speak to people better. I don't know, it's with the transformation or just like getting used to my job as well. just having to be a good people person. But just, yeah, being a good role model for my clients, but also just being relatable. Like I still like the work and life social balance, not saying I'm a gym head. That's not the saying, whatever the saying is.
Gym junkie.
Yeah. And
Whatever
you
it
know,
is.
yeah. Or what was I was to say muscle head, but that's more, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not that kind of, I just like having that balance and being able to show like the everyday person that you can still get results while enjoying your life at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously you lost 17 kilos. To put that in perspective for people, how much do you weigh when you first started?
I was 79 when I started, and
Yeah,
I got
cool.
down to I got down to 62 for the photo shoot, and now I'm maintaining. Well, I then maintained around 65, and now I'm going to do another little cut now to our holiday in March.
Yeah, which would be awesome. It's but to put that in perspective, because a lot of people think, yes, 17 kilos is a huge amount of weight, but as a smaller person, that's even more impressive because that is, God, well over 20% of your body weight,
Yes.
which is absolutely huge. 1/5 of you managed to lose,
uh,
which is impressive in itself. And you should be so proud of yourself, and two, I know it has inspired so many people as well. I can remember when you put the Instagram post up of we were like, oh my God, this has gone bonkers. Like the
yeah.
post went completely bonkers.
Got so many people telling me it was fake as well. I was like, I've worked hard for
Yeah,
this. Go
100%.
away.
Um, but I think there's a lesson in itself there, because I think people see something like that incredible and they think, oh, it must have been easy for you, or you're genetically gifted or something like that. So let's just talk, like, what were talk to me about some of the challenges you faced, because no dieting phase, no 17 kilo 20% weight loss is smooth.
Yeah, that was 18 months. So that was, it was a long time with a few, like a lot of holidays in between that and stuff as well. So that's why I got a coach as well, to obviously get that bit further down. It definitely wasn't easy. I think having Jay doing it with me made such a difference, because doing it by yourself, it's so hard. But having like doing it with someone is a lot easier, because I know it's also hard having a partner that they can eat more than you, and you're like, I feel like I want to eat the same amount, but you can't. So
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, managing it. And yeah, it was, no, it was
Yeah.
definitely hard, but it was good and it's worth it.
Yeah, I think there's something so powerful in making sure that you communicate with the people around you in terms of the goals that you're trying to achieve, so that they can support you, or without even realizing, the people closest to you can actually drag you down. If
Hmm.
Jay was sat there, hey, let's get a fucking Domino's tonight, and you're like, I'm dieting, it's just going to make life a million times harder. Whereas if he's on the journey, even if he wasn't dieting at the same time, if he's really clear and understands like what your goals are, what you need to do, why it's important to you, he's going to support you
Yeah.
with it. Otherwise, it's just a constant battle between the two of you, and it will just make life really, really, really difficult. So, obviously, you
Also,
mentioned you had loads of.
I was gonna say it's also quite good for a bit of friendly competition. I'm always like, I've done more steps than you today, or um, yeah, or like we used to, because he was almost like exactly 10 kilos heavier than me. So we were always like racing to get to like the next kilo almost.
I love that. I absolutely love that. I know Jay wouldn't want to lose either.
No, exactly.
No, well, neither you. I think you're even more competitive than Jay. Um, so perfect. It's worth it working with you
Yeah.
two. But obviously, you had a few holidays and things in there, and obviously, we know how hard it is to either maintain results or even just get back on track post holiday and things like that. How did you go about that? And did you have any slip ups
Mhm.
whilst you were on holidays?
Um, so obviously last year we did the photo shoot beginning of July, and we went straight on a 10-day all-inclusive holiday, which probably wasn't the best idea. And then coming back from that was a struggle, because and it was school holidays. We had Jay's daughter over for summer. And then we had our engagement party. We had loads of family coming over. So it was just really hard to get straight back on track after holiday. Obviously, we did as best as we could, and actually maintained really well, surprisingly. Not like, because I think my running's gone up as well massively, so that definitely helped. But I put on more than I wanted to for the holiday, but I was also quite happy that it wasn't as too much, and I managed to maintain that for the rest of the year. Like I didn't cut again. I did a little cut before Christmas, but it was only like 4 weeks really. I was really just
Yeah,
maintaining the rest of the year, which was nice.
yeah.
I've never really
I wouldn't.
actually been able to enjoy a maintenance phase. I've always been like, oh, I need to diet, I need to diet, I need to diet. So
Yeah. It was like diet, fuck up, diet, fuck up,
yeah.
diet, fuck up. Yeah, and I know because that was me as well. And every time you do that, it takes more and more energy, more and more motivation, more and more bandwidth to go, hey, let's get back on it. This is the time that I maintain it. This is the time I maintain it. How different has it been actually properly been able to maintain results this time?
Been really nice. It's so much more relaxing. It takes the pressure off, and you can actually just enjoy the process a little bit more, lift more in the gym, set some more performance based goals rather than just weight loss goals all the time, and just actually just enjoy it whilst maintaining, which is nice.
Yeah, 100%. I think it'd be really good if we could just kind of, obviously, we talk about this all the time to our clients, but just for anyone listening, I just want people to make sure they've got some inspiration from you because everything that you've managed to do has been incredible. Bearing in mind, new job, working 2 jobs at a time, 3 jobs, you're engaged, you've got a partner, Jason's got a little girl, some of the time you've got her here. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're a busy lady. And I know you like to stay busy as well. And I think hopefully people can take inspiration from that. And I don't like the whole phrase everyone's got the same 24 hours and things like that because everyone is different. But let's talk into the points about how you manage your time, your nutrition, your training. And if you were to basically speak to Eleanor 2 years ago, 3 years ago, if you were to give her advice, what would that be that people can hopefully actually go away and implement straight off the back of listening to this? So when it comes to your nutrition, what would be, say, 1 or 2 of the biggest lessons that you've learned or worked well for you?
I'd always say consistency. I feel like it's such a cop out one to say, but it is just so true.
Yeah.
Especially over the weekends, like your weekend calories count. If you're just tracking Monday to Thursday, and then you're not tracking Friday to Saturday, that's almost half your Friday Sunday. That's almost half of your week that you're not tracking, which adds up. So just thinking about thinking about it like that makes much difference. Um, I don't know if this is really offensive, but just moving out of the parents' house, I think helps massively with nutrition because always have food in the house, and they obviously cooking different meals and stuff. It's so easy to just grab a snack, whereas being here, I know we're still in the house, but we're in like the annex, so we have our own kitchen and that. But actually, we don't have snacks in the house. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I've got 300 calories and I actually don't know what to eat because there's nothing in the house, but it kind of
Okay,
helps.
we're like that, the apartment. I think the big takeaway from that is like obviously even if you are living in your home or you are living at home, it's just thinking about eating environment. It's
Hmm.
like if it's there, you'll fucking eat it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give Anna a due. She does this every now and then. I go in the fridge or the cupboard and there's something like wrapped in cling film. I'm like, she was trying to snack on that. She
Yeah.
like wraps it in cling film, so it's really difficult to eat. But I think like if you know it's a trigger food for you and if it's there, you eat it. Crisps being a prime example for you, just don't buy the crisps. Or if you do buy the crisps and you want some on a weekend, go and buy one packet. Don't buy a giant packet or buy a giant multi-pack because you'll probably sit there and eat it. So it's just making sure that you're looking after your eating environment and setting yourself up for success.
Yeah. Well, I get the pop chips, so they're not as bad. I still buy the big packets because they're cheaper. But no, I
Yeah.
actually find if I eat because I used to eat a full bag, but I used to fit them in my calories, which is a lot still. But now I feel sick if I eat a full bag, so I only have half.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's amazing how after eating well for so long, you think, how did I used to eat that?
Hmm. Yeah. And then I'm just obviously planning around social events and just making sure I get back on it straight after. I almost use them as my rewards. Like I know I've got a social event coming up. So say next Sunday we're going to cook a roast dinner for the parents. I know that if I'm going to stick to it until next Sunday, then I can enjoy a roast dinner. But it's just like almost having things to look forward to that keeps you on track. I find helps massively. And then me and Jay always have a date night every other week. So like whether that's going out or cooking at home, we just make sure we go, right, we've got 2 weeks on it, and then we have our date night. And it's just like having things to look forward to. And then if you are having drinks, making sure that you've got food in the house for a potentially hungover day, so you're not tempted to go get a takeaway. I think one thing that Anna's always said to me is I prefer that you tracked and went 400 calories over than didn't track and ate a takeaway and went like 4,000 calories over. So it's just having that that those foods in the house ready, so you're not tempted to do anything else.
So just being proactive and staying ahead of the game. I really like what you said there with
Mm-hmm.
having almost something to look forward to. It kind of really breaks it up into like sprints. Because I
Yeah.
think most of the people slip off of the Goa trackers, they're like, oh, I don't think I can stay consistent with this. They're not thinking like, I can't do this today. They're thinking, I can't do this consistently for the next 3, 6, 9, 12, whatever weeks,
Mm-hmm.
months. Whereas if you can just go, right, I've got the next 10 days, I'm then going to enjoy that meal. And the day after, I'm straight back on it.
Yeah,
It just breaks it down into really like kind of bite-sized, manageable chunks. So I think that's a
exactly.
golden takeaway.
Yeah, I think the 2 weeks is like 10 days, 2 weeks is very manageable. And then you do need to have a little bit of a meal or something just to keep you
Yeah,
like excited about it. And I think
yeah,
people that work towards holidays, it's good to have that really big goal, but split it into those little chunks as well.
yeah. Like outcome process. But it's on that doesn't what just to make this really clear for people. I was not saying go and have a cheat day where you eat fucking everything in sight.
No.
But go and have a nice meal out. Go and have something that's
Yeah.
enjoyable and is tasty and satisfies you, rather than thinking, oh, I've got to stick like this and eat like a fish and a rice cake for the next 3 months. Like, and if you can learn how to operate out consistently good, you'll be absolutely killing it.
Yeah. Me and Jay are having tacos on Saturday, but homemade. I'm watching a movie, so it's nice.
Lovely stuff. Love a taco. Mexican's one of my favorite cuisines.
Mm,
How about training? Obviously, we know you love training, so like training consistency isn't necessarily a hard thing for you. But even just what have you done differently in your training? Obviously, you mentioned your running. If you were to
yeah.
give Eleanor advice 2, 3 years ago, what would it be?
Um, well, as I said, I've always enjoyed the gym and I've always consistently gone to the gym. But maybe 2, 3, well, not me, 3 years ago, I would have gone and changed the gym session every time because I've been like, oh, I can't afford to do that today. I'll do something different, but I'll still go. But I just used to change it every session, or I do like a block of 4 weeks and I'll be like, oh, I'll just change this one exercise. I'll just change this one exercise. So it's not, I had good consistency going, but not necessarily good consistency of what I was actually doing. Over lockdown, I got very strong. I was the strongest I'd been. I hit like 100 kilo squat and that was on a torn meniscus as well, which is good. And like did my 1 RMs. And then but as I said, I was the heaviest I've been, so nutrition went down the drain. So gyms never, like as I said, never been a problem. Runs I still struggle with. I just never have. I always am like, oh, got to go for a run. But I always just remember how good I feel after I've done the run. And I think one of the things that's always stuck with me was at strength and conditioning. One coach told me that I'm not an endurance angel. I'll never be good at any endurance sports. So I think that always stuck with me, and I was like, well, I can't run. I'm never going to run. So the fact that I'm going to do a half marathon in 5 weeks, and 24th of February is my date. I'm going to just do one by myself.
If
So
we turned around and said you'd be doing a half marathon, even just probably 18 months ago, you would have told us to fuck off.
yeah, I think I know I can do one now. It's just I'll just build up to it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
100%. You could do one. Anyone could just go and do a marathon, but it's how well do you do it and how do you enjoy
yeah,
it, and also
exactly.
can you move the day after?
Oh
Oh,
yeah, and it's like
broken up.
no one's a runner until yeah, no one's a runner until you start, and no one's anything until they actually do it. So it's just
Yeah,
getting started, isn't it? But yeah, I still definitely struggle. Actually, to be fair, I've got better with my runs because sounds really bad, but I'm so food orientated that I'm like, if I run, I can eat more. So
yeah,
I
I get you. Why do
yeah,
you think I'm
I
training? Why do you think I'm training for an Ironman?
I know. But I'd prefer to increase my steps or add an extra run in before I drop my calories if I'm in a cut. I will do everything I can before I have to drop that 100 calories kind of thing.
Yeah,
Um, so it's just yeah, I know you can't out train a bad diet, but it's that balance and
it helps.
trying everything
There's
first.
there's two ways to create a calorie deficit: move
Mhm.
more, eat less. And it's
Yeah.
now maximizing how much can you move and how many calories you can burn so that you can still eat a decent amount as well. I love what you said in terms of actually keeping the sessions there and making sure they're progressive. What's been the change since doing that? Like, what changes have you seen in physique, in your performance, in what you see in the mirror, what you see in your progress photos?
Um, I've always been quite muscly. I feel like it's always just been underneath my fat. So um yeah, because of like tennis and obviously gymming for so long, I've always had I'd
Good
say an
foundation.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
want to stand up myself. Um but yeah, I've moved away a lot from any upper body stuff because I've got big traps and shoulders, and that will be from tennis. So I only really do like 4 upper body exercises in a week now. It's a very lower body focused program. So I think my bum's got better. I don't, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
100%.
I think also it's more, I think just more that weight loss and like toning up. You know, like legs look like smoother, less cellulite, and just look not like nicer in general. So that's kind of the
Yeah.
main
And
thing.
that comes from really actually making sure that your training's progressing. And if you're constantly
Hmm.
changing everything week to week, how do you know if you're actually progressing?
Yeah, exactly. And just
Yeah.
stronger. Like everything's I've been doing quite high reps recently. I kind of want to bring them down, but I'm I'm kind of on the weights I was doing, say like 4 to 5, like 3 to 5 reps, but I can do the same weight that I was doing on 3 to 5 to about 7 to 10 reps now. So the strength's gone up massively.
Yeah. I think that's another point in itself. I think so many particularly females think that you have to go and all of a sudden put more weight on the bar, put more weight on the bar, put more weight on the bar. You do need to get stronger, but there's multiple different ways that you can get stronger. You can do the same weight for more reps. You could do the same weight for more sets and reps. You could have less rest. You could go slower. Your form of technique could be better. You could add a pause in. There's a million different ways. If you're maybe in the gym not feeling crazy confident about putting the weight up, add another rep on, add another
Hmm.
set on, do a 1 second pause at the bottom. But progression is absolutely key. What
Yeah,
about
I've been loving my back off sets recently. Start putting them in
yeah,
clients' programs now. I'm like, haha, evil.
yeah, back offset is savage. Always still failure as well.
Especially on the hip thrusts.
All about the
Go
booty
on.
gains.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, glute. If you want to grow some glutes, like frequency is king. Like hip thrust 3 to 4 times a week, and tell me your glutes don't grow. I dare you. You can't
Hmm.
because it will.
Hmm.
And everything from sets of 3 to 5 to sets of 20, 25. Um, burn, baby, burn, but it works.
Yeah.
But it works.
And
Um,
banded. Ugh.
Yeah, ooh, savage. Let's kind of condense lifestyle and mindset. What's kind of one big thing that you've maybe implemented that's been different for your lifestyle that you think would be useful for people?
Um, so one of them, I think was, as I said before, doing it with Jay. So helping each other out, definitely helps your mindset of just actually doing it. Remembering my why is a big one. So I want to be a good role model for my clients, feel more comfortable and confident in myself. We've also got our wedding next year, which I know it sounds really premature, but I'm like, I don't want to be dieting my wedding, so I want to get it all done this year and then just go for a really nice maintenance phase before the wedding. So I don't want to be dieting around my hen do or anything like that. So just pre-planning for 18 months in advance.
Yeah,
Um,
that's so Eleanor, the most proactive and organized human being in the world.
yeah. I think one of the other things was just understanding that things need to change. Like what works for you one week might not actually work for you the next week. And that's why us as coaches, we get people to change things, but also one example for me was like I used to I change quite regularly actually. Is sometimes I'll eat 3 big meals in a day in my calories, but sometimes I prefer to have 5 smaller meals in a day and in my calories. So it's just understanding that it not everything's going to work all the time and everyone's different and that you need to change some things every now and then just to keep it interesting and keep you progressing and moving forward.
Yeah. What would you say to someone who's hesitant about the change?
Why? No, yeah, why? Um, what do you think will go wrong with it? Because and if you don't try things, how do you know it's not going to work? It might work better than what's going on now. And the reason we do changes is to keep the I can't say the word momentum,
Momentum.
keep the momentum and keep you moving forward. So um, don't be scared of change.
Yeah.
Everything changes all the time.
Yeah. You've got to embrace it. And I think that's really good. It's like, that's great. Like, why are you scared of it? Is that like
Yeah,
getting clear on that? And then also, what if we change it and this works better?
yeah,
And there's
exactly.
a really, really, really good thought process behind it. So I
Power
absolutely love that.
power questions.
we love a power question.
Hmm.
Okay, what about mindset shift? Or
Um, I feel like, I don't, in what way?
okay, I think I picked up on, obviously the big thing that you said was you always told yourself you weren't a runner,
Yeah,
or because you got told it when you were younger.
yeah, and that I can run. I got quite quick actually recently. Yeah, like, I think
I've
last
got
year,
really quick.
yeah, last year I think so I did a 15K beginning of last year, and I was averaging like 6.5 minute kilometers, which is slow. I think I could have walked it quicker, but and then I did it at the end of the year, and I did it in I think I averaged 5 minute 25 kilometers. I shaved over a minute off per kilometer, which is a lot within a year. Um, so yeah, only 6 more K to half. But yeah, mindset wise, I think it's just reminding myself why and just reminding myself how good I'll feel after I do a workout, after I do a run. If once I've met my goals, it's just always wanting to be better.
Yeah, constantly striving to be better, do more, and
Hmm.
just live life on your terms. Essentially, it's
Yeah,
I think the big thing, and I know one of your favorite quotes is that the only workout you regret is the one you didn't do, and
yeah,
it's
or only one workout away from a good mood as well.
yeah. I don't know anyone who does a workout and then feels shit after.
No, exactly. Even if it was a bad workout, you still went and did one. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. You're proud of yourself for getting through a tough workout. So even though it wasn't an amazing day, we got it done. We're one step closer and one
Yeah.
step closer to who I want to be, the goals that I want to achieve. How do you motivate yourself apart from that? Are there any other ways that if you just can't be bothered, you can't be asked to do your steps, you can't be asked to track your food, you can't be bothered to get in the gym, what do you do?
I think mine's genuinely I feel better after, and I'll also go, will I regret it tomorrow if I don't do it today? And also I think I've got stuck in such a good routine of so I gym Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, I run Tuesday, Friday. If one of those I end up doing on a different day, it messes up my whole week, and then I'll be sore on the days I don't want to be sore, and having to then work out 4 days in a row rather than have my rest day. I think it just ruins my whole week if I don't just because I might be not motivated one day, but I will be the next day, and then that ruins my week, and I don't like that. I'm a planner.
You are a planner, but that's why you managed to
Also,
get the results.
I went
Yeah.
yeah, and on Tuesday, I did my tempo run and the weather was disgusting. Like, I ended up having to put my phone up my sleeve because it was just getting that wet. I was like, surely this is going to break my phone because I was running my phone with Spotify on. So I had to end up putting it up my sleeve and I had like my hat over my AirPods trying then not to get wet. But I was like, it feels like so much more of an accomplishment when it's pissing down with rain, doesn't it? So
100%. So
yeah.
I used to have this really fucked up thing as a kid. If it was like horrible weather and I was out training or doing something, I'm like, this is where I get ahead because no one's doing this shit.
Yeah.
That's my weird head when I'm up at 5 a.m. working. I'm like, this is where we get ahead. No one else is doing this. But that's a little sadistic thing in our heads. But I think the big thing of kind of looking forwards and going, will I regret this? And the
Yeah.
most powerful thing there, I think, is the power of routine. If
Hmm.
you constantly rely on motivation or willpower to get you up and going, you're just setting yourself up to fail. But finding a routine that works for you,
Hmm.
yours is Monday, Wednesday, Saturday gym, run Tuesday, Thursday. And I'm sure those
Friday.
sessions sometimes, Friday, sorry, sometimes move in terms of like times or you've got a backup plan, but you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I've recently changed my run. So I used to run on a Saturday, but now that if I run on a Friday, there's less cars, less kids running around if I go around the cycle track. So it's just easier to run on a Friday. So
Yeah. So I think that routine is key. And then I know one big share from me is like sometimes I'll have my routine and then I would negotiate with myself like I said I'm going to gym workout out this time. Like, oh, I'll just push it back. I'll do it later. Later never comes. Or I'll do it tomorrow. And then you like you said, it throws the
no,
whole rest of your week off. Stick to the fucking plan.
yeah,
Yeah. Don't
yeah, and
negotiate with yourself.
I love having a Thursday Sunday rest day because it's like a midweek, and then I like on a Sunday me and Jay we'll get our steps in, but then we'll just kind of have a movie day, and I don't work on a Sunday other than sending check-in messages, but. Yeah, it's just like I just really like my routine at the moment.
Yeah.
So
And you found
yeah.
you found what works for you and what works for you is going to be different for someone. But It's going to take some trial and error. It's going to take some
Hmm.
time, but once you find it, it's then just don't fuck with it. Keep it there, fine tune, tweak it, and adjust, and be open to change. But if it doesn't need to change,
Yeah.
stick with it.
And I'm
Stick with it.
definitely not motivated all the time. Like, definitely not. And people say they're not motivated, like, neither are we sometimes, but
Yeah,
it's, as I said, it's just routine and just getting it done and knowing how much you're going to feel better after it. Are you going to regret it? Is it going to mess up the rest of your week? Are you
yeah.
going to meet your,
There's
if
a
you don't do it, are you going to still meet your goals? So it's just asking yourself the questions and
yeah,
getting your motivation from yourself.
yeah. One big thing that was going through my head. I was in Dubai. I had a 60K bike into a 10K run. It was a long old cycle, and I was there like, this is hard. I'm choosing to do this hard. I'm like,
Mhm.
used to think when I was 25 kilos heavier than I am, and being overweight is hard. Having low energy is hard. Having no confidence is hard. Feeling like shit is hard. Looking in the mirror and
Mhm.
not feeling like happy with what looks back is hard. Tracking your food is hard. Being in shape is hard. Maintaining weight loss is hard. Gymming is hard. Nutrition is hard. Meal prep's hard. Which hard would you rather choose? Because they're the fucking same. That's how I look at it. I'm like,
Yeah.
you as a
Also
human
find
get to choose which hard you
when
get to
you
choose.
yeah, and when you eat and train better, you feel better and you have more energy. I feel like if I like, I remember going on holiday, if I didn't do anything for a week, I just feel like crap, and you feel more tired. I feel like you get tired doing nothing. So
Yeah,
just having eating better and training better, you do just have more energy and you feel better in
yeah.
general, not just after the session. You feel all day.
And then that allows you to be a better partner, a better brother, sister,
Dog
bloody
mum.
dog, mum, whoever it might be. But I absolutely love it. I know there's been some golden takeaways. If you were to start your journey again, was there anything you'd do differently?
Um, I want to say no, but I think I did pretty well, to be fair. Um, I definitely had a lot go on last year as well, which was out of my control kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know. I did it in like a nice, sustainable way that was still I still managed to do stuff and go on holidays, and we got engaged, went to Paris, we went on all inclusive holiday. We went, we still managed to do
It's
all of
been
that while
UK
still
lots.
getting our results. Yeah, we've been in the UK lots, even more this year. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What's the biggest lesson that this transformation has taught you?
That I can
I'm
do
putting you
it.
on I'm putting you on the spot with these, but I absolutely love that. You can do
Yeah, that I can do it. Um,
it.
I am a runner now. Um,
I am limitless potential.
yes, I can, actually set myself goals that, might sound. I like your idea of doing a goal and a stretch goal as well,
Mm.
which is something
Which
that I've started to bring in. So, for example, my half marathon, my goal is sub 2 hours, but my stretch goal is sub 150, which may be a bit excessive. Would have been all right if I was doing it in March, but we're going on holiday March, so I'm having to do it earlier. So now sub 155, maybe. Yeah.
yeah. But people can relate that back to like weight loss or anything. It's like set a goal that's
Mm.
like this. I'm pretty this is very
Confident.
achievable.
Yeah.
I'm confident I can do this. It's not going to be easy because we want to challenge ourselves, but and
Hmm.
then set a goal that's like if I will go in and this might be possible, but it's going to be a stretch. Like, and then if you achieve the first one, great. If you achieve the next one, incredible. Um, really good one. Okay.
Oh,
Um,
I've got another one. I've
go
got
on.
another one. The maintenance phase is worth it. So just really push yourself because the once you be able to reverse diet and maintain, it's just the best feeling because you've hit your goals, and obviously you then set more goals, but just being able to enjoy the process a little bit more, eat more food while still maintaining, it also then makes any future cuts a lot easier and shorter.
Yeah. So when someone reaches their kind of weight loss goal, let's say they want to lose 10 kilos, they're down to 60 kilos, for example. Do you want to tell people like one, how would they roughly want to run a reverse diet very quickly? And two, what would they kind of be trying to make sure they maintain their weight in?
Yeah, so I don't like to use the word weight loss goal, but as in an actual number, we do have rough numbers, but really it's once you're happy when you look in the mirror, we'll usually try and push you that little bit further. Just so we have that wiggle room for the reverse diet where we slowly increase your calories week on week by roughly 50 to 100, depending on how slowly we're going to do it. Whilst maintaining your body weight. So we look at that very closely, maintaining your body weight within 3 to 5%. So just see kind of how high we can get your calories whilst maintaining. Yeah.
Absolutely. I know we've got some clients who are like in the 50 something kilos and eating upwards of 2,000 calories and maintaining that new, leaner, more aesthetic, more toned, more athletic physique, but eating more than they ever have been because they've managed to run the reverse diet effectively and they've done everything the right way. But the biggest thing is they've trusted the process and they've done the work after the work, which I think everybody forgets about. So
yeah, you don't. You need to, in the reverse diet phase, you've still got to be really strict to then enjoy the maintenance. That's a bit where people sometimes go a bit wrong because they think, "Oh, I've lost the weight now, right? Let's go." Food, crisps.
Yeah, it's about enjoy yourself out the back of it, but then have a very clear set deadline. Okay, right, this is the game plan. I think that's where having a coach is really important. Having a game plan as well in terms of this is why I'm doing this and this is what needs to happen and this is going to set me up for the rest of my life. Because otherwise you will just be a serial dieter for the rest of your life and you'll keep going up and down, keep going up and down. And every time you do it, you feel worse, it gets worse, you feel shit, you lose your confidence. Okay. All right. So what's next for Elle? What's next for EJ? Apart from the half marathon.
Yeah, so half marathon end of next month. I'm gonna so do a cut into our holiday. We're all going to Punta Cana in March, see the family. And then after that, kind of see where I'm at. We've got another photo shoot in June. So it might be that I do a bit of a reverse and then just a mini cut into the photo shoot if I need to. That's all talking about weight wise. And then gym wise, I wanna do a 100-kilo squat for reps because I've only really done it for a 1RM, want to do it for reps. But I'm kind of just focusing on the marathon for now. And then I'll set some proper gym-based goals post holiday because it's quite hard to set them right now because I know we've got only 6 weeks left in Jersey, then we're moving to the UK, so we'll be at a different gym. And then we go on holiday for 16 days. So it's basically after that, then I can get back into routine and set some proper goals. And I think as we're moving, so it's a very busy time packing up the house and that. Yeah,
big time. I think you can relate that back to everything you said there. It's about what you said, essentially just breaking things down into sprints. But hey, you've got this goal, this is the next 4-6 weeks, we're doubling down on that, then it's got the next 4-6 weeks. It's like you seem to do really well in terms of just breaking things down, making it digestible, not overwhelming, because if we always concentrate on that big end goal, it can become super scary, super overwhelming. It stops you actually taking action or doing the things you need to do to be able to get there. Whereas if you can break it down and make it understandable, you crush it exactly like you have. Anything else you'd want to say to people listening in terms of advice, encouragement, anything like that?
I think I've said everything, but I think just mainly just do it for you. You can't do it because someone else wants you to do it because you're not going to do it. You need to do it for yourself. You need to just believe that you can do it as well.
Yep, you can do it, and the only person who's telling you can't is you.
Exactly.
So, I love it. I really, really appreciate it. I want to say a huge well done. But seeing you develop personally, professionally over the last couple of years has been absolutely amazing. And I'm not just saying that because I'm your brother either as well. So guys, appreciate it. Make sure you give Elle a follow, Eleanor Johnson Fitness. Give it a share to your Instagram story. Give us a tag. And if you are listening to us on Spotify or Apple, please leave us a 5-star review. We'd really, really appreciate it. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.